Welcome back to Regent Park TV Weekly News. I'm Thundercloud, and joining me today are Gabriel, Kedar, and Fred. Together we bring you updates on stories that directly impact Regent Park and its neighboring areas. In this episode, we delve into the latest news from March 24th to April 2nd. Stay tuned for the latest updates and insights affecting our community.
Regent Park prepares for demolition and building 4A construction in Phase 4 of Revitalization. Update on Regent Park Community Health Center strike. 3 arrested as allegations of police brutality surface following downtown pro-Palestinian protests. Moss Park Spring Community Fair unites residents for empowerment and support. Allan Gardens Encampment update. Regent Park's Songs from the Journey returns in 2024. Sean Baird assumes role of President and CEO at Toronto Community Housing. Community honors lives lost in opioid crisis with Good Friday Walk. Events and jobs in Regent Park.
Regent Park prepares for demolition and building 4A construction in Phase 4 of Revitalization. Exciting progress is happening in Regent Park as Phase 4 of the Revitalization project gains momentum, centered around Building 4A. Residents eagerly anticipate witnessing the transformation firsthand as demolition and construction efforts kick off for this first building. This marks the outset of a collaborative journey that has spanned over the past 2 years, involving extensive community engagement, planning, and design efforts by TCHC and Tridel, Phase 4 and 5 partners, with active participation from Regent Park residents. Building 4A marks the inaugural structure of Phase 4's development, featuring a design collaboration between Toronto-based architects Alliance and Danish firm Cobe Architects, presented by Peter Kloos, architect from Architects Alliance at the TCHC. Daniel's Tridel Community Update meeting on February the 29th. This innovative design sets the tone for the Revitalization project's next phase.
On the screen is the site plan. So this is the first project being proposed for the final 2 phases. On the left-hand side of the image is Dreamer's Way. Gerard's at the top of the street, top of the screen rather, and then the new so-called Street G that is yet to be named on the right-hand side of the image. And so completing the block is a new landscaped Muse Street, which will run from Dreamer's Way all the way to River Street. So those are really the 4 principal streets that define the block. The project is going to include about 275 units, of which, and this is for TCHC, so it's all affordable housing. It's not condominium. It will be comprised of a mix of units, of which 80% will be 2 bedrooms and larger. So there's a real focus on families for this project. It will also include a 15,000 square foot community space, which is shown here in that kind of ochre color, and a 10,000 square foot retail space fronting onto Gerard. So the opportunity here is to really reactivate the south side of Gerard all the way from Dreamer's Way over to River Street. So to put in street-related community uses.
Scheduled demolition at 325 Gerard Street East, 355 Gerard Street East, and 274 Sackville Street will pave the way for Buildings 4A's construction alongside 2 additional developments, with demolition slated for April to July. At a recent community update meeting, Peter Zimmerman, Senior Director of Development at the City of Toronto, Toronto Community Housing Corporation, shared insights into the project's next steps. He emphasized safety, efficiency, and minimizing disruptions, ensuring that our community's well-being remains a top priority throughout the construction process.
We are at the beginning of the end of a really long process of working with the community and planning and designing, and we're getting now ready to start the real construction work. So you will see next week there will be fencing going up on the parts of Regent Park that we're going to begin demolishing this year. So the first building, the one that Peter was talking about, is actually going to be located right here. And adjacent to that, that's where the first two market buildings with our partners Tridel are going to be built as well. So you'll see fencing going up. The demolition work is going to be ongoing over the course of the rest of the year. Really focused on three major concerns: safety, efficiency. We want to get it done quickly as possible because it's a pain. Demolition, it causes noise and problems in the community, so we want to get it done as quickly as possible. And we want to minimize the impact on the community. There will be a number that you can call if there's a problem. The councillor's office is really deeply involved in it, and they're really concerned about it. So we're going to do this quickly. We're going to do it efficiently, and we're going to do it safely.
The beginning of Phase 4 means that Regent Park residents will soon see and feel the impact of these new developments firsthand. It's a reminder that our neighborhood is evolving, and with it comes the promise of a brighter future. Let's stay informed, stay engaged, and together, let's shape the future of Regent Park.
Moss Park Spring Community Fair unites residents for empowerment and support. The Moss Park Spring Community Information Fair, held on March 27, 2024, at the John Innes Community Recreation Center, saw an incredible turnout from residents of all ages and backgrounds, igniting the vibrant spirit of community engagement and support, organized by the Neighborhood Information Post in collaboration with partners like the City of Toronto and Toronto Community Housing. Attendees were greeted with a variety of resources addressing housing, employment, legal services, and community connections. Engaging tables and informative displays from organizations like Moss Park Coalition, Building Roots, Access Employment, Dixon Hall, NAMI Res, Native Men's Residence, St. James Town Corner, Metrolinx, and others provided valuable support. Amid Moss Park's housing insecurity, safety concerns, the fair served as a beacon of hope, emphasizing the importance of collaborative efforts in supporting vulnerable populations and enhancing community well-being. Through events like these, Moss Park charts a course towards a brighter future where all residents have access to essential services and a supportive network.
Hello, my name is Jabin, and I'm a broadcast journalist from RPTV. Today we're here at the John Innes Community Center to get some interviews about the Spring Community Information Fair, hosted by Neighborhood Information Post.
My name is Leowolda Georges. I'm a community support service worker at the Neighborhood Information Post. So at the Neighborhood Information Post, we have a lot of community support for the community residents in the Toronto East Downtown neighborhood. One of our major programs is the Toronto Rent Bank program and the Emergency Energy Assistance Program, also the Eviction Prevention Program, and we also have a trusteeship program. So if you visit our website, you can definitely get all the information there. And also, we also are the hosts of this event. So us at Neighborhood Information Post and the other partners, the Toronto Community Benefits Network, also Toronto Community Housing, also Toronto Public Library, and over 35 partners. Can't get into all of them right now, but all of these partners all came together for the community because we wanted to, number one, network as an agency, as we feel all the agencies in the community could provide amazing support for the community members. So it was an opportunity for us to collaborate, share our resources with each other, but more importantly, share the resources for everybody in the Moss Park community, also the Toronto East Downtown community.
Hi, my name is Kristen Wong-Tam, Member of Provincial Parliament for Toronto Centre.
So what motivated you to be here today at this event?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Neighborhood Information Post. They do fantastic work in Regent Park, St. James Town, and most specifically Moss Park. we are one of the priority strong neighborhoods, Toronto, and we have many community services here, but we need to be able to connect those services to people. And so by them having this community information fair, it was a great opportunity for us to come out to support neighborhood information posts, but also to come out and promote the services that our MPP office delivers.
So as an MPP, what initiatives are you promoting for the benefit of the community?
So many, to be quite honest. So not only are we working on the improvement of access to affordable housing that's deeply affordable, we're working on issues to address food insecurity. We are also working on transit programs because we know that many people don't have a car. They need to be able to get around the city, and transit and access to transit is one of the ways to go about that. Many of our community members are also struggling around health care. It is one of the biggest issues that we're seeing in our community today. So one of the things that I have some sway over at Queen's Park is to raise my voice to talk about improving access to universal access to health care, as well as long-term care, child care, and make sure that people have access to quality education.
Why are so many community services underfunded by the government of Ontario?
You know, I wish you were here to speak to Doug Ford, to be quite honest. As the Premier of the province, he has the powers to solve many of our problems, and not just here in Moss Park, but right across Ontario. And so we have just seen him release the budget that really sets out the spending priorities of the government, and what we're seeing is not adequate investments in health and social services, very little investments that will meet the needs of people when they need access to housing. And so I can't tell you why he's underspending, but I can tell you that the spending that he's putting into it is not reaching our community. I hear from community members daily about the fact that some of their landlords are threatening them with evictions. They're struggling to buy groceries because, you know, a block of butter these days is sometimes $7 and $8, and that's just outrageous. So these are some of the things that the government has some sway over, and in some cases indirect, in some cases direct. And Doug Ford should be here, because if he could hear the voices of my community in Toronto Centre, I think that he will know that he's got more work to do. And the budget that he just released yesterday is woefully inadequate to meet the needs of our community.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Patterson, and I'm Coordinator of Community Development at the 519.
And I'm Aaron Pfaff, and I'm a Communications Coordinator at the 519.
What can you guys tell me about your organization?
So we're the 519, and we're Canada's largest 2S LGBTQ plus organization. We have a broad range of different programs and services. There really is kind of something for everybody in the 2S LGBTQ plus community at the 519. And yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful organization, and we're welcoming of everyone.
How do you think your organization will impact the community?
There are a lot of ways we impact community, I guess. We have older adults programs that help fight isolation, which is a big problem among 2S LGBTQ plus older people. We have programs like our Early On that's very like 2S LGBTQ plus affirming. So like a lot of kids who go there can grow up learning that it's okay to be any kind of person. There are also a lot of programs for refugees and people who are new to Canada that kind of help them get oriented in the country and know where they can go for different kinds of care or resources. There's all kinds of stuff.
Good afternoon. My name is Kedar Ahmed, and I'm here at John Innes Community Center at the NIP Information Post. And right now I have here with me Leonard, and he wants to let you know a little bit about his experience here today.
Wow. My name is Leonard. As you have rightly said, we are here this afternoon to experience this wonderful event. Being here is I must acknowledge that being here has been a nice, been a good opportunity for refugees like us who are looking for jobs in Canada, in Toronto and Ontario precisely. So I've been able to meet our different organizations who are willing to help us, who are willing to assist us to get employment and other social services. So it's a great thing to be here, and it's nice to be here, and I'm really happy so far. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Leonard. I really appreciate it.
Same here too. Appreciate.
So our organization is called Building Roots at the Moss Park Market. My name is Kelly, and I'm a program coordinator and outreach worker. We're a food safety and security agency, or a food justice agency. Every Saturday we run a not-for-profit market where you come out, you pay what you can. We ask for a $5 donation for a large bag of fresh fruits and vegetables, breads, and sometimes meats and cheeses. The program that I coordinate is called Coffee and Conversations, and we serve about 420 people a week, and we serve up free teas, chocolate, hot chocolate, coffees, soup, sandwiches, and treats.
So how do you think your organization will impact the community?
Well, there's a lot of food banks out there, but there's not a lot of food clubs that are providing folks with fresh fruit and vegetables, as well as we have summer Saturdays where we hold events. Last year we made 12-foot puppets, and we have children's activities, gardening, and the market itself brings out a lot of the artists and folks from the neighborhood. We truly believe that food justice and the market together mitigates the loneliness that people feel in our society today, and we love seeing people come out to the market, and like I said, we see about 400 people a week.
My name is Miko Misquadis. I'm the housing worker at NAMI Res. So basically we're a men's shelter for Indigenous people, but we're open to everyone. We have a transitional house which is strictly for Indigenous men that are struggling, obviously with addictions, housing crises, whatnot. And we also just opened up a health clinic about 2 years ago, I think. And right now they're doing a bunch of vaccinations and for like STDs, STIs, COVID vaccinations. And you also actually, if you go do a vaccination with a Doge, the health clinic, we do provide like grocery cards, Walmart cards, Tim Hortons cards. So if anyone needs their vaccinations, look at NAMI Res for that. It's definitely really important because I'm not sure if you know, but with like the intergenerational trauma with the residential school, the 60 scoop, that definitely had a huge impact on our community. With a lot of Indigenous people being on the streets, they don't really have a lot of support. So I feel like NAMI Res is that support for them. And just getting more opportunities like this for the community is super important, I think.
Moss Park is an emerging community where development is happening, specifically Metrolinks, which will produce job creation. So what I'm here is to listen to Metrolinks about what community benefits are coming for Moss Park, because Regent Park we have a social development plan and we have community benefits agreement, and it is positive. It's very positive that the community gets involved. So this is so important to come and hear what's happening, and this is really good. And hopefully Moss Park will be having their own tenant association in the future. I hope so. So yeah, we're here to help them.
I'm Murshida. I work with the 200 St. James Corner. I'm one of the outreach work for the Access to Health initiative.
And I'm Kevin. I'm an ambassador at St. Jamestown Community Corner, just going throughout the community, promoting the programs and services that we provide. St. Jamestown Corner has stuff for everybody. We have programs for kids. We have programs for adults, weekly drop-in programs. There's also a wellness clinic and other services. We have a refugee clinic for refugees that are here, basically helping provide them with employment support, housing support, and all types of support that they may need, and as well anybody within the community.
So make it short and sweet. So we do support with the access to health, and then the access to social support, and then there's a lot of social support program for seniors and youth and adults, and we have an ambassador program which is happening, and as well as we do referral service to other programs.
So what are you guys hoping to gain in this information fair?
Well, the reason for me is just giving out the information to the community. This exists and where they can get their support. And then I wanted to, by getting the information, I want to connect with them, and then I want to just connect with the proper services. That's my aim by getting here and giving that out. That's what I'm here for.
The biggest thing is just promoting everything and building awareness about all of our programs and services, because there's so many programs and services that are available that people are not aware are available to them. So we're here trying to just build awareness with other services and make connections and, you know, get people out and using the services.
Thank you all for coming. This is our fair that we've been planning for a few months now, and the turnout's great, and I'm really happy with how everything is going, as you can see. And I hope following events that we do, you guys come out. Thank you.
I think this event is amazing. A lot of people came out. A lot of agencies came out. Is there anything else that you want the audience to know outside of the event today?
Well, we will be running a Moss Park Summer Festival soon, sometime in June this coming year. So I hope to see you guys there.
Update on Regent Park Community Health Center strike. Workers at the Regent Park Community Health Center took to the picket lines on March 22nd, 2024, protesting inadequate compensation and poor working conditions. These essential workers, part of the OPSEU/SEFPO Local 5115, provide crucial services to the Regent Park and surrounding communities, including life-saving overdose prevention programs, harm reduction services, and primary health care. Despite representing over 4,000 community health care professionals across Ontario, negotiations failed to secure a fair deal, leading to the strike.
OPSEU SEFPO Local 5115 workers, the frontline workers of the Regent Park Community Health Center, are on strike for fair wages. This government is starving public health care. Their wages were frozen by Bill 124 during an affordability crisis, Speaker.
MPP Kristen Wong-Tam has voiced support for the workers, seen at the picket line and advocating in the Ontario legislature for proper funding.
These healthcare professionals are doing some of the most difficult work in this province, literally at the epicenter of a poison drug supply and opiate overdose crisis. Despite all of this, they continue to show up for our communities doing that hard work. Will this government show up for them in today's budget and fund public health care so that they can get back to work and receive the fair wage that they deserve?
Meanwhile, the centre has prioritized client care amid the strike, rescheduling appointments and restricting access to confirmed ones. A rally on April 4 at 9 a.m. aims to amplify the workers' voices and push for a resolution.
Good afternoon. My name is Kedar Ahmed, and I'm with RPTV News. And today, I'm out here outside of the Regent Park Community Health Center, where the workers are on the second day of their strike. I'm here documenting some of the stories that they have to tell and some of the struggles that they're going through and why they're striking in the first place.
My name is Kirsty Millwood. I'm the local president for OPSEU 5115. We're workers at Regent Park Community Health Center, and I'm joined by fellow members here today. We are over 100 workers that are walking the picket line. We're on day 5 of our strike. We're demanding fair wages, livable wages, healthy work conditions, and respect from this management. We don't have a community health centre without the frontline workers, and that's plain and simple. And we need our management to start advocating for more funding, to come to the table with a fair and respectful deal. People are struggling. People need a fair deal so we can continue to work for this community. We had 2 days in mediation leading up until our countdown for strike, which was March 22nd. Unfortunately, it became very clear that there was not enough movement from management, especially in the wages. You know, we had to give up. We were going to have to make more concessions to give up lost wages from Bill 124, which was a wage suppression that's now been repealed from the Ontario government. We're trying to fight back for some of those lost wages because our wages are not keeping up with the cost of living. Cost of living went up 15% over the last 5 years, and we're not even asking for that much, and that's over the 5 years. So when the talks broke down, we had a decision as a bargaining team to make, and that was, do we make more concessions and have the status quo and go back to work and offer what the management are putting on the table, make those concessions, or are we going to utilise our rights as workers in a unionised work environment and say enough is enough? We demand and deserve much, much more.
My name is Jamie West. I'm the MPP for Sudbury, but I'm also the Labour critic for the Ontario NDP. I'm here today because I'm here to stand with these workers. I know what it's like to be on strike. I know the support they have in this community, and I know the important work that they have, and I think it's important that we stop by and tell them we agree with what they're asking for, and we think that it's a fair deal that they're looking for, and we stand with them. I've been talking to many of the workers here about the important work that they do in terms of helping kids with schooling or find employment, helping with wound care, helping with nursing care. This is really a hub of this community in Regent Park and helping this community be supported. And I think that, you know, anyone who's supporting you in your community, it would be important for you to come out and show support for them as well. Even if you're not directly helped, you know how much help they've done for people in your community. It's very important. I come from a labor background. I was a steel worker before I was elected. I guess technically I'm still a steel worker. I know what it's like to be on strike, and I know what it means to have people stop by and say, you know, I appreciate your fight. I stand with you. This is important. Even a couple of words really helps. I have to let you know, like, immediately when this happened, the very next day, MPP Kristen Wong-Tam was at Queen's Park asking questions about this, asking the Premier to take a stand on this and to provide the money for the wage increases that the workers deserve. We're here partly because of Premier Ford. He capped wages at 1% for these workers. It was an illegal action. It was proven to be illegal. He lost in court, and he should be providing the funding. It's unfair for these workers that they got 1% of a raise, that Premier Ford capped them at 1%. So now they're just asking to keep up with the cost of living. They're not asking for tons of money. But if management can give themselves an 8% raise, it's unfair to be asking these workers to accept 2%. And so they're out here just asking for fair wages for the important work that they do. Well, we know that mental health has been important, has been growing regularly over the years. Really, really important coming out of COVID-19, especially with mental health. But having the support for mental health and addictions is just, it's critical right now. You know, it's not a secret anywhere in Ontario that we're having issues with mental health. We're having issues with addictions. And we have to support the people who are supporting the people in our community or helping our community be successful. And so if you have the time, the ability, even if you're driving by, you just honk, come by, show your support, stand with these workers because they stood with you.
Stay tuned. We are looking at escalating. We need to put the pressure up. We need to come get the management back to the table and start vitally advocating for funding.
One day longer! One day longer!
3 arrested as allegations of police brutality surface following downtown pro-Palestine protests. Tensions erupted during a recent pro-Palestine demonstration, igniting allegations of police brutality at the intersection of Parliament Street and Draw Street East on Saturday, March the 30th. The incident, which unfolded over the weekend, has triggered widespread attention and demands for accountability from local community members. At a press conference outside Toronto Police Headquarters on College Street, pro-Palestinian groups accused law enforcement of using excessive force during the rally. 3 people faced charges following the downtown demonstration that moved from Yonge and Dundas Street through other parts of the downtown core, eventually ending near Parliament and Front Street around 8:30 p.m. The protests advocated for an immediate and enduring ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas conflict, a comprehensive arms embargo, the lifting of the Gaza blockade, and sanctions against Israel. Gur Tazbar, representing the group Jews Say No to Genocide, highlighted what he perceived as a significant escalation in police conduct compared to previous demonstrations. However, police spokeswoman Stephanie Sayer refuted these assertions, maintaining that officers' actions adhered to established protocol for crowd control. In response to the accusations of police brutality, organizers of the rally have called for an independent civilian investigation. Dalia Awad, a member of the Palestinian Youth Movement, Toronto, condemned what she characterized as attempts to intimidate and suppress pro-Palestinian voices. Videos circulated on social media captured moments of confrontation between protesters and law enforcement, with officers allegedly pushing demonstrators, while the Toronto Police Services defended their actions as necessary for public safety. Protesters argued that officers resorted to force without prior warning, resulting in injuries and hospitalizations. NDP MPP Kristen Wong-Tam voiced support for the protesters, charter rights to freedom of expression and assembly after viewing the footage. She emphasized the importance of transparency and accountability from law enforcement, urging a detailed explanation of their actions and the rationale behind the arrests. As tensions linger, the community grapples with questions of accountability and justice, demanding transparency and respect for the rights of all demonstrators to ensure peaceful protests in the city.
Community owners' lives lost in opioid crisis with Good Friday Walk. On March 29, 2024, community members gather at All Saints Church Community Center for the Way of the Cross in the opioid overdose epidemic Good Friday Walk. Beginning at 9 a.m., participants embark on a solemn journey to commemorate those lost to the opioid epidemic. Mirroring the 14 stations of Jesus' journey to the cross, the walk stopped at 14 locations across Toronto, where community members tragically succumbed to overdose. From bustling city streets to shelter entrances, each stop served as a poignant reminder of the widespread impact of addiction. Ending where it began at Dundas in Shelburne, the walk underscored the urgent needs for action to address Toronto's opioid crisis. With each step, participants honor the memory of those lost and renew their commitment to supporting individuals struggling with addiction in our community.
Allan Gardens Encampment Update. As spring unfolds, reflections of last year's challenges at Allan Gardens prompt both remembrance of difficulties and recognition of community resilience. With just 5 tents remaining, the park no longer holds the title of the city's largest encampment, a noteworthy achievement requiring concerted efforts. According to Councillor Chris Moyes' encampment dashboard, as of March 22nd, only 4 individuals remain in the park, with 3 having secured alternative housing plans and 1 opting to stay. Notably, 7 tents were removed recently. Over the past year, the Allan Gardens Task Force, in collaboration with city divisions, community agencies, and law enforcement, has facilitated the transition of 95 encampment residents into permanent housing. Efforts continue to ensure that the remaining residents receive appropriate housing support. To access the latest statistics on encampments in Allan Gardens, visit the encampment dashboard on Councillor Moyes' website. If you encounter someone in an encampment who may be struggling, do not hesitate to call 311 to connect them with necessary housing support. In light of Toronto's ongoing housing crisis, urgent action from all levels of government is needed to create safe and deeply affordable housing solutions, including supportive housing to effectively address homelessness.
Baird assumes role of President and CEO at Toronto Community Housing. Baird, an accomplished public service executive renowned for his commitment to serving vulnerable communities, began his tenure as President and CEO of Toronto Community Housing on April 2, 2024. With a distinguished background including serving as the Commissioner of Human Services at the Region of Peel, Baird brings extensive experience overseeing various social services functions benefiting over 1.5 million residents. His expertise spans housing support, income support services, and early years in childcare initiatives. Baird's leadership aims to ensure the efficient and effective delivery of government services to meet the diverse needs of TCHC residents. If you need to contact the Office of the CEO, you can write to Office of the CEO at torontohousing.ca or call 416-981-4088 for inquiries or complaints.
Regent Park's song, From the Journey, returns in 2024. Hila Omarkel, Vice President, Social Impact at the Daniels Corporation, recently announced the 2024 iteration of Songs from the Journey, marking a significant milestone in Regent Park's cultural landscape. Originally staged in 2013, The Journey has been a poignant portrayal of Regent Park's transformation from a social housing project to a vibrant community. Songs from the Journey continues the tradition of showcasing the community's evolution throughout drama, spoken word, music, and dance. This year's staging outside of Regent Park marks the production's first venture beyond its original venue.
I've heard Songs from the Journey is moving away from the Ada State Hall here in Daniel Spectrum. So why the move and where is it headed next?
Your facts are correct, Lawrence. Songs from the Journey in 2024, so June 21st, 2024, will be at Kerner Hall at the Royal Conservatory of Music, right downtown on Bloor Street. And that was something that we heard from the community is, take our stories into the city. And so really amazing that for the first 5 iterations of the journey and Songs from the Journey, we were able to bring people, sponsors, community members into Ada Slate Hall to experience the production. But this time we're taking the story out into the city to a larger venue. So what that allows us to do is have bigger audiences come experience Songs from the Journey and enjoy the production, and ideally have members of the Regent Park community who will be able to access free community tickets to the show, come out to maybe a venue they may have never experienced before, and catch Songs from the Journey there.
All right, thank you. And finally, where can people go to learn more about Songs from the Journey, and how can they get involved or see the show?
Well, they'll have to stay tuned in to Regent Park Focus to learn more. So we will, in collaboration with Focus, be releasing information on how to pick up tickets next month and into May for the journey. So you'll see a series of communications in the Catch the Flavor newsletter. So make sure that you keep your eyes tuned for that. It'll have dates for when tickets will be released, and tickets will be available for pickup during that period at Daniel's Spectrum. And then we'll be making arrangements for community members with tickets to make it out to Kerner Hall altogether, which will be a really fun part of the experience. So we're, thinking of, buses from Regent Park, picking people up, bringing them to Kerner Hall to experience the show there.
Events and job opportunities in Regent Park community. Friends of Regent Park invites you to a Regent Park community cleanup on April 20th, 2024, from 10 to 12 p.m. at the Big Park, 620 Dundas Street East. Meet by the Bake Oven and bring your own water bottle. Native Earth invites you to Three Sisters Indigenous Craft Market on Sunday, April 21st, 2024, from 11 to 5 p.m. at Daniel Spectrum Lobby, 585 Dundas Street East. Come bring cash and support Indigenous vendors. YSM Community Impact Jam is happening on April 18th from 5 to 8 p.m. at 306 Gerrard Street East. Help shape YSM's community development tools. Learn about what they can offer your resident group, grassroots organizations, or agency. Meals, honoraria, and childcare will be provided. St. Jamestown Afrocentric Book Club, Saturday, April 6th at 1 p.m. at 200 Wellesley Street, Community Corner, RSVP. Vedward at stjamestown.org. VEDWARD at STJAMESTOWN.org. Applications are now open for Dixon Hall Youth Incubator Program. Hospitality and culinary training start date is April 22nd, 2024. This is an 8-week program for OW clients who are interested in kitchen and online training with our Dixon Hall chef instructor, online training with George Brown College Center for Hospitality, and culinary arts, career planning and job opportunities, earning certifications. To register, speak to your OW caseworker to get a referral to the program. Toronto Community Housing, our spaces, your ideas. Tenants can book a TCHC common space for community events or programs. Types of bookings include private events, one-time bookings, recurring events. For more information, contact Felicia White at 416-356-7603. Need money for post-secondary school? Apply for the Investing in Our Diversity Scholarship. Eligible applicants can receive up to $4,000 to cover tuition fees and school-related expenses for full-time post-secondary education or training. Deadline to apply March 29th, 2024, and for more information, visit torontohousing.ca. And that was all for events and job opportunities. Hope to see you there.
And that's a wrap for today's show. I'm Kedar Ahmed, joined by my co-hosts, Thunder, Gabriel, and Fred. A big thank you to our dedicated team of researchers for their contributions to this week's program. And from our studios at Focus Media Arts Center, we'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And please follow our social media platforms. For more information, check out our website.